Yesterday, HYTALE surprised us with a tweet saying that they will make an appearance during the Riot Gauntlet Finals to share the story of HYTALE with all of us, and what they showed us surpassed all expectation. My name is CanadianFlash, and enjoy the video. Hello everybody, what's going on? CanadianFlash here, guys, and today everybody, we basically got a brand new HYTALE trailer for everybody to watch. This came out of absolutely nowhere, and surprise surprise, I was at work when they dropped this, so I missed it live. So I watched it when I got home, so yeah, that's pretty cool. And in today's video, guys, I will be breaking down everything that is new and everything that we can see HYTALE wise in this new trailer in quotation marks, because it's not technically a trailer, but it is a trailer. But if you guys are new here and love HYTALE as much as I do, then please go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. And with that being said, everybody, enjoy the video. So now I have the new trailer pulled up for you guys, and I'm not going to be breaking down anything that Noxy says in the video. I'm just going to be strictly breaking down the gameplay that we saw, because that's really the most interesting part, and all the new things that we see in this video are super cool, and I'm really excited to take a look at them all. So let's start this right now. So the first bit of gameplay we get is this little kind of zooming out shot. It kind of is right before Noxy's about to speak, so there's really not much we can see in this little clip right here. But it just kind of zooms into the world of Orbis, and sadly it's only in like 30 FPS, which kind of sucks, but it doesn't really matter. Then after, it goes into another clip of these players kind of just walking around in their little house area. The players have really cool hairstyles and everything to do with like this little fade thing going down the side of his head. There's a girl over here, and then there's some dude with like green skin. And in this clip, they really just start waving at their like player friend over here, which is pretty cool. She got like hypixel headphones, which is absolutely dope, and I absolutely love it. But yeah, that's the first little clips that we get. The next clip is super awesome. We have an actual video of like a third-person perspective of some hawk just flying through a cavern in Zone 2, which is really cool. The initial thoughts of this, I'm like, holy cow, look at these skeletons over here. You can actually see their kind of skulls on these skeletons, which look really cool. There's also a few crystals kind of hanging out on the mountain, which I really like. You can see a lot of dead bushes on the top right. You can see a sort of oasis also in the top left. The bushes are, and the oasis is in the top right, which is really cool. And then if you keep going a little bit more forward, you can see a horse actually in the bottom of this cavern, along with some more greenish crystals. You can see that these skeletons also have bows, so we have sort of archer skeletons in Zone 2. I'm not really sure if that's the first time we've seen archer skeletons, but it's super cool. Love seeing those. And then after the hawk goes through the cavern, you can see a whole wide kind of screenshot area, aerial bird's eye view type thing of Zone 2, and it looks awesome. You can see so many different biomes already. There looks to be just a crazy mountain biome just on the top left or top right, and then we have sort of a dead pit of bones and death and destruction and whatever is over there and also in the top right. In the left, you have just a bunch of sand, sort of hills and stuff and everything. It's just super cool, and I absolutely love this one image of just a hawk, or is it a hawk? Could be hawk, and I don't know, just in third person, which I think is super cool. And there's so many cool different plant lives and everything that we haven't seen before. There's a bunch of rocks on the ground which look really cool, and the world of HYTALE just looks amazing. And don't even get me started about the sky, because the sky is fantastic as well. The next clip is actually a really cool clip that I think Connor will really like. You get to see Quebecs kind of running up to you as a player. Maybe this happens when you enter their village. They're like, hey, people, how's it going and all that. Maybe they go say hi to you. It kind of looks like they changed up the eyes of the Quebec a little bit. I don't know if they always had that little yellow thing in their eye, kind of like maybe their pupil or something. Not really too sure, and their fangs look a little bigger than before. But this is a really cool, really small little video that I actually really liked. I like the little dress-ish thing that this Quebec has. And then another Quebec comes up and says hi to you. So it's really cool how like super happy Quebecs are to see you. Unless, you know, there's a reputation system and you go and burn down their villages, which some people might do, but I personally won't do that. And there really is nothing else to look at in this video over here. It's just Quebec saying hi to you. You can see like an Audimental Elder at the back. Same with this female Audimental Elder, which looks really cool. You love to see that. I think we've only seen a dude Audimental Elder not a female one. And then there's like a baby Quebec and a seedling in the back as well. There's another one behind the main Quebec, and this is a bunch of bushes, firefly lanterns, you know, the stuff that we've seen from Quebecs before. But I like this one. This part's really cool. This next clip is another pan out shot, but this is actually in Zone 1, and it seems more updated than what we've gotten recently in Zone 1. You can see there's a lot more effect and more ambiance to the world, which really looks really cool in my opinion. And I love these kind of big stones that kind of just go up. It kind of seems like maybe around this area there'll be some sort of like stone crystals for like Zone 1 or something like that. There really isn't much to look at, I would say. I mean, we can see some cool little foliage, like there's mushrooms on logs and all that. There's like those little firefly orby glowing things that kind of just go around. But other than that, it's just another really cool Zone 1 panoramic shot, which I absolutely love. I would love it if this was in 60 FPS as well. I know it's only in 30, but I mean, maybe if BootyCat wants to hit us up with some 60 FPS quality videos in 1080p, that would be great. But this is the best I can get so far. But we're going to move on to the next clip, which is another good one. This next clip brings us to a sort of kind of like maybe a marketplace where you get to see the four main characters of this kind of video. One's got red eyes, but you got like a Sharingan in there. Another one has glasses. Another one's got a scarf. Another one's got these crazy blue glasses and all that. Just another really cool like kind of clip that we see. All these players are kind of communicating, like they're waving at us. There's different types of waves, different type of head looks and everything. There's so much customization in Hytale. It's one thing that I really love about the game. And we also see some girl kind of just running in the background. She must love pink. So yeah, that's really cool. But there's a lot to look at. Nothing really much in this one, but the next one's coming up. I'm telling you, they're good. There's a lot of combat, which I will be breaking down a lot because you guys know I absolutely love combat, and I can't wait for this video to go live. It's gonna be great. These next few clips is where this sort of trailer really gets interesting. So the first one here is a panoramic shot of Zone 3, kind of a tree-ish biome, and we get to see these bison, or I think they're bison, might be buffalo, I don't even know. But for like the first time in a while, we haven't seen them in a bit, but it's a nice cool panoramic shot. I mean, nothing really too much to see. I can't see anything hiding in the background. That's really what I'm looking for. You got to get that Hytale brain going over here. After that, it goes to another player, and this time in Zone 2, walking through some sort of sandstorm, which I think is really awesome. You get to see those big dinosaur-esque dragon bones that are kind of around this player, kind of walking through them. You can see there's also a dead body or some skulls, maybe a dead carcass or something. Don't really know, but it looks really cool. I love the player's Sandstorm attire. I want to know what type of staff that is. To me, it looks like a sort of ruby staff. I don't think we've seen that before. Let me know in the comments if we have seen it, but I don't think we have, so that's really awesome. Then it goes into a really big kind of building time lapse in Zone 2, and I don't think we've seen a lot of these blocks before, like that kind of maroonish roof. I don't think we've seen. I believe we've seen that little kind of teal roof. There's some cool, like, really nice trees around here. These torches were actually the first thing that I noticed. These like kind of torch cauldron-esque things. I'll zoom in on it in the video. They look really cool. We have these sort of like cactus spiky little plants that I don't believe we've seen before. There's this random wood thing in the bottom corner, which I haven't seen before. There's a lot of things that we haven't seen before, and I'm so excited. Like, we've seen all these doors. There's like a tree in the back that has like kind of vines growing off it, so I guess maybe you can climb that tree. By the way, I'm foreshadowing climbing because that actually comes up later in this video. So stay tuned because it's going to be great. You guys are going to love this. It's so awesome. And now, guys, we actually have combat, new combat to look at. This is what I've been waiting for this entire time. We have a player dual wielding, double-bladed, reverse grip, not double-bladed, but reverse grip daggers, which is awesome, and I absolutely love it. You see this player with purple hair, look at her, she's just going off with her double-bladed dagger, or just daggers in reverse grip. She's going at this dude like Star Killer goes after stormtroopers in The Force Unleashed. It's insane. The player beside her's got this really cool, I believe that's iron like shield and a sword, and look at her, she uses this ability to dash forward on these goblin dudes. By the way, this whole scene over here was, I believe this was a scene that we saw in a previous postcard, which is really cool. And I actually did ask BootyCat about this, if these were actually taken the same time as the postcard or in separate videos and like different days. And he told me that these were actually taking place at different times. So I guess maybe this means that this is actually more updated than what the postcards were a while ago. But this clip is awesome. I'm just going to play it and then I'm going to talk about it because it's super cool. One thing that I absolutely love about this double-bladed, or these reverse grip double daggers, is that just the mobility and speed that you kind of have with all these. You can see the player, like, she dashes forward and just completely beats the poop out of this other guy. But then she dashes forward into these other two goblins, which is super cool. And these goblins, I don't even think they have like time to react because they have the exclamation points on their head. But then they also have question marks, and they're probably just like, yo, what's happening? What are we doing over here? It's super cool, and I absolutely love this type of combat. I think this fast-paced combat that we're seeing right now is something that I really would want to like dabble into in Hytale. Of course, I like to do like heavy weapons, kind of like long swords, big maces, warhammers, and all that. But I'm more of a fast-paced type of person. If I can use these like reverse grip double daggers, then you guys know I will. There's another clip of these double daggers as well, which is super cool coming up later. But I absolutely love this, and there's really nothing else to look at in this. I'll play like this little clip a couple times so you guys can see what's going on while I talk over this. But it's just super cool, and I just love the animation in this. It just gets me going. What can I say? Another thing that I really like about this video is that this kind of area with this player with the swords and this other dude with the shield, it really tells a story, kind of like what happened during this postcard pretty much. So you see these players, they're going over the ledge right here, they're looking down, and then you can see how big this actual Goblin Den is. You really don't know how big it is just from this postcard that we saw before, or just from the top. Like, when you enter this Goblin Den, there is a lot to look at, and there's so much to break down here. So for starters, you can see these kind of wooden fences sticking up. I don't really know if those are bones beside it or anything, but once again, looks super cool. After you go down, you can see kind of levels of where the goblins have built their kind of dens and everything. You see a goblin kind of just on this second level. Looks really cool. There's a few barrels, these really cool like glowy mushroom flower things that I don't really know what they are, but they look really awesome. After that, we go down a little bit more. You can see like a goblin hut, some goblins in the bottom there. And then in the bottom of this cave, you can see a goblin sleeping. So maybe these guys take shifts. And I don't think we've seen these kind of animations before of these little like expressions, I would say, coming out of like the NPC's head. Like I said before, there was the exclamation point, and then there was the question mark, kind of like, oh, we're alerted, but we still don't know what we're fighting. Now there's this guy, he's sleeping. So I wonder what other expressions there are going to be for these mobs. I'm pretty sure there probably will be more, which is really cool, but I think there's probably going to be maybe like an alerted phase. I guess that's the exclamation point, but either way, I think it's super cool. And let me know if you guys see anything else. Like, there's a few cool blocks around here, nothing really that we haven't seen before. And then after the Goblin Den, we have a clip of these two players running in, which looks like they're going into some sort of like multiplayer setting on like hypixel or something. The player's got like a thorium mask. I believe they changed the texture of that. He's got like this iron stuff, and then the player beside him has got this like really cool red type of gear that we have seen before. I can't really recall what it is. I always forget whatever type of material that is, but it looks kind of late game if you ask me. Then you got the purple haired girl and the other dude. They're like, yo, let's go play some mini games, and then it gets into an even better fight scene. So it's awesome. I can't express how much I love this trailer. It's fantastic. And if you guys thought this was over, it's not. It's really just beginning. We have an insane fight scene between the two players that we just saw. The guy with the thorium helmet has the double reverse grip dagger, so he's my pick to win, obviously. And then we have the dude with the big war hammer and the little red helmet and everything. So this fight is crazy. By the way, the fire pit in the middle is on point. I don't know if someone pointed out to me that this was a Skywars map, which I think is really cool. So we're gonna watch this fight and commentate over it because it's super awesome. So these players, they're just like straight up going around and then just fighting each other. I love it. It's awesome. The fast-paced combat is something, like I said before, I really like. And if there's fights like this in Hytale, man, I'm gonna be sweating my nuts off doing this. This is gonna be great. There's really so many things to look at in this fight. Just the fact that like the Warhammer guy, he's still moving pretty good for using a big honking Warhammer. You see this guy with the daggers, he's like jumping towards this dude, lunging back and forth, going up in the air, dashing down. There's so many different moves in here that I can make a whole separate video just breaking down this combat frame by frame, which I am probably going to do. Stay tuned for that. And then later it has like close-up shots of these guys fighting, which makes it look even cooler, like in like a third-person kind of perspective, which I think is fantastic. Oh my god. I don't even know what to say. Hytale, stop outdoing yourself every time. Just let me play this game, please. There was a really cool move here with the Warhammer guy kind of jumping and doing a big smash on the ground, which I really liked. I thought that was really cool. And then later, the little dagger boy just starts coming back at him, which is super sick. Like, they have these super cool moves. And then the Warhammer guy just absolutely knocks him into the fire pit, which I think is really funny. And I guess that's the way. I don't know if that's like knockout or what's called knockback, that Minecraft mini game. It's kind of like that, but it's really cool. That fight scene was just amazing, and I can't wait to do that with my friends. Like, seriously, if you guys can't wait to do it with your friends, then man, I just want Hytale so bad. I don't know what to say anymore. Next up, we have some more terrain painting type tools for all you modders and creators out there. There's a lot to look at actually. Like if you look at all the different tabs, I'm sure they put this out here for all of us to see, but you can actually see some cool biomes that we've never seen before, and potentially even Zone 5 and Zone 6, so stay tuned for that. So the main biome we're in right now is the grassland, sunny, and it says weather and all that. But then if you look on the side, under where it says search assets, you have drylands, firelands, and grasslands, which I believe drylands are Zone 2, firelands Zone 4, and grasslands are obviously going to be Zone 1. And then under that, you have minigames, which, you know, is minigames. Right there, we have Poison Lands, which I presume to be Zone 6. Under that is Skylands, which I think is Zone 5, because under that is Snowlands, which we know is Zone 3. So we have the Drylands, Firelands, Grasslands, Snowlands, Zone 1, 2, 3, 4, you know. And then we have Poison Lands and Skylands, Zone 5 and 6. So that they really just confirm in this kind of trailer here that Zone 5 is going to be the floating islands, like many have presumed. And then Zone 6 is going to be the dead, void, very bad, stinky zone that nobody really likes. There's nothing really else to look at in here, just kind of textures and colors and all that. And then after in the video, it just kind of shows what it's like to kind of do the terrain painting tools, which I'm not into, but I know a lot of you guys are, so it's really cool. And then after the terrain world painting tools, we have more of a model type tool for the Torque, which is really cool. And it looks like this is a new mob. It is a Torque guard, so that's cool. I don't think we've had the Torque guards before. I know we have like the Sentry, the Shaman, Chieftain, the Hunter, the Warrior, but I've never seen a guard before. I don't know if they just renamed one of them to be a guard, but it looks really cool. You can see on this guy, he actually has like cosmetics on him. He's got the bowler hat, which is really cool. I absolutely love that. And then on this side, you can see a bunch of different things, you know, like growth modifier, gameplay config, macro, command builder. Don't really know what that is. Once you go into the NPC, you can actually see that there is a bunch of different like type of abilities or things that the Torque can do. Like there's an attitude of the Torque, the balance asset, don't know what that is. There's decision making in these mobs, which is really cool. There's a flock feature, reputation feature. There's so many other things in here, and I absolutely like it. There's also an intelligence tab where you can see aggressive and everything like that. It's so cool, and I love how in-depth every single mob is in Hytale, and I can't wait to see that. And don't forget, there's also all these other mobs at the bottom. Like, it's not just Torque, there's Goblins, Outlanders, Torques, and it kind of seems how aggressive all these mobs are to other mobs. So does this mean these mobs can fight each other if they were to run into each other in circumstances in the game? We don't really know, but that would be something to test out in the future for sure. After the whole Torque thing over here, we have another player building in Zone 3 using the painting tools to change the color of this building to green to blue, which I think is really cool. There's a lot of cool like foliage and a nice well actually around this area. You also got that sort of abandoned mineshaft type thing, the little farm and everything like that. Nothing really too much to see in this clip over here. I don't really point out anything that we haven't seen before, so we're gonna move on to the next one. You can call me a little biased, but this next clip I would have to say is probably one of, if not one of the best clips we've ever gotten in Hytale, and it's literally a cave raptor hunting these players who have is that like a gun? They got guns now in Hytale, so that's pretty cool. We've seen guns before, but this looks like maybe it's sort of a mini game because the raptor's got some sort of like thing on his head. I don't see a saddle on this raptor, so I don't know if Rideable Raptors is in the game yet. Guys, you know, hit me up over here. And this just looks like Jurassic Park, man. You see like the little clever girl raptor over here, and she's hunting, he or she's hunting these guys, which is really cool. They're certainly on the watch, but if these guys aren't main characters in a Jurassic Park feature, then you guys know that they are good as dead. So there's not really much else to look at. It's just the raptor kind of staring down these guys and hunting them, which is really cool. Definitely want to tame this raptor, but we'll see what happens. And next up is another postcard scene actually put into real life, and this is the scene where this player goes and fights Duke, the big goblin Torque giant monster Torque goblin guy, and they kind of just run in there, and all these goblins are like, yo, who the hell are these people? And then Duke's just like, oh my goodness, dude, my gold and treasures and everything. It's really cool. Another nice clip. Not really much else we haven't seen before because this is literally a postcard, but now it's in motion, which is really awesome. And I guess this is before the player dies, so that's really cool. So absolutely love to see that. But yeah, it's another cool thing, and you get to see Duke scream. I guess he's like, get out of my house, people. You know how it is. And now we're going to move on to one of the most important things in this whole trailer that a lot of people have really been pointing out that we really needed, I guess, in Hytale. It's in this kind of, I guess these Zone 2, I'm going to call them hot tubs. I know they're not hot tubs, but they look like hot tubs. So this Zone 2 hot tub area, and these players are just running through it, which is really cool. You can see this purple player. She's just going off in the lead and all that stuff. And then she jumps on a ledge, and she doesn't make the ledge, but she grabs on, puts her knee over, and actually climbs the edge of the ledge. Hey, that rhymes. That's really cool and a really nice feature that not many, a lot of games have it, but not really in the block game genre. Like Minecraft does not have this. The only way you can do something like that is if you do a block clutch like one block lower than where you need to be, which is really cool. But it would be really cool to see how you can do a bunch of Skywars cheeses and all that, you know, block clutch, oh, caught the edge, you know, something like that. If you're falling like 100 blocks, are you able to catch an edge of a block? I really don't think that's possible, but we'll see how it is. That's something that a lot of people pointed out, and I think it's really cool as well. So yeah, that's something I really like. And then the video really just ends with the players just walking down a nice path in Zone 1, and then it shows the Hytale logo. Sadly, we didn't get a trailer, but or a release date, but it's okay, nothing wrong with that. And that's pretty much all I have for this video, guys. I will be doing separate breakdowns on the combat because I really didn't break them down as much as I could. I tried to get everything into this video as much as I could talk about it and as little as possible, also as much as possible in there. So if you guys did enjoy, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more Hytale content like this, because you certainly wouldn't want to miss it. Plenty more content coming now that we have like a brand new trailer to break down. And with that being said, everybody, hope you all enjoyed and have a great day.